Welcome everybody to League Zero. I'm Joe Razor, joined here as always by my co-commentator Sai. And we have our first match of the postseason here in between MI6 and the Guangzhou Gangsters.
Yeah, Joe, I'm quite excited for this match actually. It should be like in a middle ground match, whatnot, because like at currently I believe MI6 are sitting at kind of the bottom tier of our, playoff cutouts, and then we have Guangzhou Gangsters. We're like kind of in the middle. If we're looking at all the scores, Guangzhou Gangsters currently have 5 wins, 2 losses with a map win record of 17 wins and 7 losses with the map differential about 10, right? And when you're looking at MI6, they have only 3 wins, 4 losses, and map win loss differential is -1 actually, with 11 wins and 12 loss.
-7.
So -7. There you go. I wrote the line wrong. But the thing is that it could be still a very close game depending on how MI6 do, because they did show us that they have the capability coming into this tournament at the very beginning. So I'm excited to see all these players come in. Maybe we haven't seen them play for about 2 weeks. Maybe they had some really good scrims coming in. If you're at the bottom of the cutout, barely made out for the playoffs, I'm pretty sure you're pumped up and you want to give the players and at least the viewers what they want to see. At least do your best to make it up there and put up a fight. So I'm ready to see what MI6 has to bring in here. I'm pretty sure the crowd favor is Guangzhou Gangsters coming into this, but MI6 could still pull up an upset or at least get a really good score coming into this.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be even though it's Guangzhou Gangsters within the last couple of weeks have looked like the much better team. We've of course had 2 weeks since we last saw any team play, so we could either see a massive improvement from MI6 or kind of a downfall from Guangzhou. But I think you have to favor the Gangsters coming into this match. But I don't think we should count out MI6 too much. They have a lot of talent on this roster, and I feel like they could really put it together if they did the work necessary in the last couple weeks. They could 100% take this match or at least make it competitive.
Yeah, definitely. And like we talked about, they were doing so well at the very beginning of the split or the tournament, I should say. And I'm ready to see that fire again. I'm pretty sure they could do it. I want them to bring it back. And we're just really waiting for all the players to get ready. But look at the lineup right here. The lineup is quite impressive. As we're looking at all we have QZY, we have Greek God, and the one person you really want to look out for is Great Cub and Pineapple. Those two healers from Guangzhou Gangsters have been like kind of like the soft carry of the team for throughout probably the entire run they had so far. So keep an eye out for the healers there. I know Pineapple likes to play the Lucio a lot and actually go around do a lot of boops to get people off of high ground. But another player that you should really keep an eye out from the side of MI6 is actually T-Sin and Drift. T-Sen
Yeah.
and Drift, the DPS lineup, they were doing a fantastic job, especially when the meta was strictly, we had the Sombra Reaper meta with, the whole jumbo mumbo where you just build your ultimate, go in with EMP Beyblade and just rip everything apart. So Drift was actually playing a really phenomenal Reaper, I should say. And T-Sen was building their ultimate quite fast. But the meta did shift a lot, and we are expecting to see a good amount of double shield, I believe, especially that we had these 2 weeks off. I'm pretty sure the teams had a good amount of time to practice with and scrims with other teams to get that, to get that entire team formulated to play that double shield. So coming to this, don't expect, mostly expect just double shield. We're talking about Sigma and just Orisa. Now it really comes down to how the teams play the double shields. There's so many
Yeah.
different ways of playing it.
I don't know if this is a bit of a hot take, but I think double shield's extremely overrated. I think teams should stop playing it, and I think it is one of the worst comps you could play currently. But uh I don't know if that's how hot of a take that is, but yeah. I think honestly the best type of comp is Probably you could still run the Shadow Dive. I think Shadow Brawl is actually probably the best where you have like the Ryan instead of the Winston. Um, I think you get a ton of value out of that. Because that allows you to
Yeah.
run the Baptiste when you run kind of a brawl comp. And Bap in the current meta is
Oh,
so
so
phenomenal.
powerful.
Yeah, he's
His power creep is so high right now
yeah,
because that I don't know if you guys seen. I've been seeing a lot of memes about Baptiste
the
flying
IMAX
around in
theater.
Twitter. Yeah, the IMAX theater, and then I've seen some with the FIFA goalpost. You know, you just have the his ultimate ready, and then a goalkeeper trying to stop the ball. So a lot of memes going on, but nonetheless, it does Baptiste does provide a lot of utility, a lot of healing, and oh, that damage buff is like tremendous, especially for a lot of tank players. Like let's say you're if you're talking about brawl comp or even like just playing it in a double shield meta, the amount of a bongo plus that amplification matrix, it's just so much damage. It could shred through almost anything. So I think, like you said, Shadow Dive is still and Shadow Brawl is still could be a good potentially a really good pick right here for either team. But when it comes to double shield, it's just so much easier to play, and you don't need that much coordinations coming in. Like Shadow Brawl, Shadow Drive, you have to be really on point. You know, you have to dive in properly with your off tank, main tank, and you have your your GPS lineup, especially your Sombra, just building ultimates, constantly harassing the backline, and Reaper trying to take do as much as damage as possible and burn cooldowns to back off. There's a lot of coordination, nonetheless, is happening between the team where double shield is not necessarily that heavily dependent on it. You The main idea is that you either split in groups and play with two groups of one tank each side, or you just kind of cycle out your shield and do as much as poke damage until you burn some cooldowns. But nonetheless, we are actually jumping into our game. It looks like we will be having our infamous map coming, Lijiang Tower
Bijan.
Garden being the first map.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, MI6 chose the map here to start off the series because they are the lower seed. We're gonna start out. We're gonna start off here on Lijiang, like we just said, and I think this is a spot where you can run Wrecking Ball. I think some former Wrecking Ball comp could be good here. The Shadow Dive possibly as well.
Well,
My
Craig.
hope is that teams don't try to force the Baptiste too much, because while Baptiste is very good, there's not a lot of comps that he's good in.
That's true. You definitely want that utility. It looks like both teams are bringing their Lucios in.
Oh.
Whichever teams reaches the point first here gets a huge advantage. Look at that, a beautiful boof coming out. Not
Yeah,
finding anything.
Yeah, it actually sets up the opening kill there from T-Sin, who, with this very poke-heavy comp, is just going to push everybody away. I love this comp so much coming out here from MI6. This is actually very similar to kind of what we saw just a month or two ago, and I really like this comp.
Yeah, and this comp has a lot of distraction from the side of MI6. Creek could just run around, disturb their backline so much, and Remy could throw out all the rocks to stun people. T-Sen has all the firing range he wants to just dish out as much as damage as possible. That's how we saw the first kill. And look at that. Now they have to go through a small chokehold where there's a threat of Creek just coming in and booping everybody away.
Yeah, but they managed to speed forward onto the point in time and allows them to collapse on the gag there to open things up. They're going to pop the attack visor, though. T-Sin wants to try to turn this fight here. The Immortality Field's going to get forced down, taking down the IMAX Theater's going to get thrown down as Greek God's going to get another kill there. Greek God's actually going to find two here, pumping in all the damage on the Zarya. Greek God finds four. Greek God, the absolute madman, popping off, and they're going to manage to flip over the point as MI6 has built up to around 40%.
Oh, at first I thought this fight is definitely going the way of MI6, especially when T-Sen popped that very early ultimate. But Greek God, a very smart choice right there, swapping off to the Zarya, allowing for the bubble to be put on QZY, so he could just go in as Reinhardt and do as much as damage possible without getting booped around.
Yeah, the mines though. Greek drops the mines, allows him to get the opening pick there into Great Cub, and that's just gonna open up all the other kills for the side of MI6, and they flip over fairly easily.
Even for an intermediate team, they have very good, understanding of when to reset. Because I've been looking at how Guangzhou Gangster have been resetting themselves. Immediately when 2 to 3 players die, they just jump off the map, denying any ultimate. But look at this ultimate's coming out right now. Pineapple has a beat to work with, and so does Drift. Actually has a duplicate ready. I wonder when they will take, but the big one is Remy's Flux.
Yeah, for sure. The duplicate's gonna come through, but the shatter gets dropped. The beat's there as well. They're gonna try to push forward, get any kills they can, and it allows them to get the opening pick there into Gag. It's QZY's gonna find 2. The Flux is gonna come out though. It's gonna find 2. They're gonna slam them down, but ATZ manages to find one there with his high noon, and everybody else is gonna fall. ATZ picks up 3, and they're just gonna manage to cap up.
Ooh, if you're MI6 right now, this is not really looking good for you. You spent about 3 to 4 ultimates right there and still lost the fight, which gives Guangzhou Gangster a really upper hand right here. Look at Greek God's ultimate. They have a Graviton Surge ready, and I'm looking at them. They might do pull a fast one right here and just grab them off the little bridge.
Oh, they're gonna go very aggressive though. They're not even gonna have that chance as the grab gets thrown in. They're gonna get so many kills there. But Creek does manage to find one. He's gonna drop the mines as well, as he's gonna try to roll through, find anything else he can. This looks like MI6 may want to push in off the back of this, as they're going to get the respawns coming through very soon. Creek's going to roll on through. Not find any value, though. Attack Visor's going to come out. There's going to be a Maywall on his way, but he's going to run right around it. The Ant Matrix is going to come out, allows them to take down T-Sin very quickly. The ball gets dropped on the point and managed to take down Greek God. He's been pumping in so much damage, finding 2 kills here in this fight. Remy's been fun to kill there into QZY as well, as Creek's going to get traded out. Drift gets 1 before ATG trades him out. It's a 2-on-3 on the point. Anybody could still win this. They need to look for some kills. They're going to manage to freeze him up. The Rock's not going to come out in time. They're not able to take him down, though. T-Sin's returned to the fight now. The Wrecking Ball is back as well. He's going to slam down, put in a ton of damage. He managed to take down Remy. Creeping up towards OT is Guangzhou. They're going to get all the kills they need. They're going to push everybody super far back. The Deadeye's going to come out. The solo shatter actually misses there onto Creek. ATZ managed to find 2 kills there. The Blizzard gets started onto the point. The duplicate's there, but I don't think it's going to matter. And it's looking great here for Guangzhou. They're going to return with 2 more players, though. They have 3 players on the point here for the side of MI6, but I don't know if it's going to really be enough. They're just going to get frozen up, taken down. The Flux is there, though. This could be the turning point they need. It's going to find 3 people. Slam them down. He managed to get the kill there onto ATZ. He's going to throw in the rock as well. Gag's going to get frozen up before getting Maywalled and manages to get out in time, though. They're contesting for quite a while as Creek is stalling for a very long time here on the Wrecking Ball. QZY misses his pin as Creek's going to get frozen up. The mines are getting dropped on the point from Greek God before Creek drops the mines of his own. T-Sin managed to find 1 before 2 kills now go the way of Guangzhou. The slam comes through from Greek God, looking to find any more kills here. It's basically a 5v5 on the point as the Coalesce is going to come out, try to push everybody away. Clue finds 2, and I think finally we're going to should see the end to the map there. T-Sin falls. The Lucio does manage to tag in though, so they're going to stall for a bit longer. It allows Creek to return here on the Wrecking Ball, who's just going to go for the spin to win. Spin in circles, trying to get any kills he can. Gag falls though. They should be able to stun him up, take him down as the balls are playing ping pong. He's going to come back to point, though. Drift will on the Doomfist is delayed for quite a while, looking for any more kills, but is still nobody's been found. Drift's going to get taken down. Remy managed to find one of those. Another sound barrier gets dropped there from Pineapple. On the point still, T-Sets returned to the fight. They almost see dime, but they managed to get back in time. ATZ managed to get the kill there on the Creek. Remy falls, and I don't know when this is going to end. This felt like this OT has been going on forever here. The Colts are going to come out as the Hydun's there and managed to take down Himtaro, and they're still stalling. Somehow, they've stalled for this long. Greek has returned once again. Decent falls. Greek's going to throw the mines on the point before rolling into Greek Gods. Greek Gods going to pick up 3, and that's going to be it.
Wow, that was a very long OT. It looked quite back and forth, but the kills were just not coming in from the side of MI6. Like they were touching the point really nicely, stalling it out as much as possible, really burning down the clock, but the kills just were not coming in. And something I noticed in the last round was that the very crucial thing is the clue. After the very first encounter with MI6, they swapped off to Mei, and I think that whole swap between Mei and Zarya is really the key, vital moment where Guangzhou Gangsters started winning against this squad of MI6, because you just can't, ball just is so useless at that point because you can't just bonk around Ryan all the time. But look at this now, both teams kind of going with a very interesting lineup. We have 2 Reinhardts and there you go, that's what we like to see. Instant teleport into the point. Let's see which Symmetra could set up first.
Yeah, Remy gets the opening pick there before they trade out there. A lot of kills down going in the way of Guangzhou, but Tisa manages to pick up a second kill here before he gets forced on back. I think they should just be able to cap up here.
Yeah,
and the first cap's gonna go away of the Guangzhou Gangsters.
Both teams did teleport at the same time, but I think ATZ was just able to set up their turrets much faster than Drift was able to. Now the switch comes out. Drift going back to his signature pick, that Reaper right here. Let's see if he can make some magic happen. But look at Creek. Look at the ultimate charge between Creek and the QZY. QZY already has Arch Shatter, and this could be devastating if he lands one right here.
Yeah, the Shatter's gonna get dropped. I think he may have I think the Shatter landed, but I think the barriers were in the way there. As this is all of a sudden, all the kills are going the way of MI6. I don't know how this happened, but they've already found 3 opening picks. They're gonna go into the back, try to find anything they can. Great Code's gonna fall, and they're gonna flip over pretty convincingly as T-Sen gets sent off the edge there. Pineapple with a bit of a parting gift.
Oh, there you go.
Gag returns.
Gag returns the favor right here, just booping Pineapple off, and just like that, I was talking about how if QZY lands that Arch Shatter, that would have been like such a key play right there to just shut down MI6 as much as possible. But look at this, Creek now has the ideal position. They have the Shatter ready. If Creek could land it, this will be huge.
Yeah, the Matrixes get thrown in the same spot for both sides. The Shatter gets dropped to the back, doesn't find anything though. Beats come out from both sides as the Flux gets canceled out. The Hiding's gonna come out, he's looking for any kills. Can he find anything? The Flux is gonna come through. Greek God actually manages to fall there. The Flux is gonna hit 2 people, but nobody's gonna fall from it. Symmetrical gets thrown up in MI6. Oh, they're all in the kill feed. They're gonna get so many kills there, so they're gonna hold on.
Yeah, and this really hurts if you're Guangzhou Gangster Radio, because they invested a lot of ultimates coming into that fight. Only Clue has a Blizzard ready in the next fight coming up. ATT makes a swap over to the McCree to actually, face T-Sen in all these range battles, but Drift still holding very aggressively at the choke point, doing as much as damage possible. If you're looking at this, QZY needs to land this Earth Shatter right here that he's going to be building up soon, and T-Sen just falls just like that.
Yeah, that's such a massive opening pick there. T-Sim probably did so much damage here. They do still have Drift, though, who can put in a lot of damage of his own, but Clue's going to throw in the Blizzard, and it should allow him to take down Remy here. He's falling low, finally gets taken down. The pin's going to come through into the point from Creek, but he's not able to get any kills there. The Mortality Field gets thrown out as Pineapple with another boot kill sends Hamtaro off the edge, is in the cleanup. ATZ finds 3 kills there. Nice triple kill coming out from him as they're going to flip over.
Ooh, that was very nasty. Now, it's just both teams, looking at both teams, the Guangzhou Gangsters and MI6, they just seem like, weirdly, they feel like, they're quite equal when it comes to skills. Ooh, the Amplification Matrix coming out very early. I think the team MI6 should just wait it out. Yep, they're just going to do a little rotate around the side, and oh my god.
They walked right into it! Pineapple gets 2 kills there as the Lucio, as Hamtaro only manages to find 1 before getting taken down, as they tried to wrap around and wait for the Ant Matrix to fade, but they end up just walking right into the angle as Pineapple's going to pick up 3 kills there in that fight.
Very interesting. Now, if you look at the ultimate lineups, it's pretty much identical at this point. Both off-tank and main tanks from both teams actually have their ultimates ready, so it's whoever lands the bigger shatter wins this fight.
Yeah, the Flux is going to come out, though, but Pineapple's going to have to beat there to keep everybody up for now. The counter Flux is going to come out as well. The Immortality Field gets thrown out. The Flux is there once again, so no kills here for either side. So now to save that, though, T-Sen goes aggressive, manages to find 1. Drift manages to get a kill as well with his Death Blossom. T-Sen's going to find 2. The Shadow gets dropped from Creek for an unknown reason here. They need to get to the point, though, as it's going to be building up towards overtime, as T-Sen really popping off here, getting a ton of kills, as they're going to flip over, and this Mage... it's going to be a very hard recontest here.
Yeah, ATZ does have a Deadeye ready, so we definitely need to keep an eye out for ATZ and how he positions at this moment.
Nobody touched!
Oh, what? Oh no! QZY!
Why did a QZY touch?
Well, this is what happened. I don't know if everybody saw on the stream, but QZY was trying to basically slingshot himself around the corner, right? To go inside, and he hit the side of the corner of the door at the very entrance.
He could have still touched. He would have still had time.
No, he literally just banged himself and just bounced
He
back.
could have still rolled forward onto the point. He just stood there with the choke, though.
It happens. It happens.
But that means we're gonna go to a round 3 here. It's been a very back and forth map.
Yeah, and this is the round I'm interested about. I always love watching this control center for Lijiang Tower because this is where Junkrat really becomes so powerful, and I want to see how different teams utilize them. And look at that, Junkrats are already going at it into this small corner.
Ooh, yeah, very aggressive. These first fights always happen so fast. As Clue managed to take down Drift before the Immortality Field managed to come out. Creek's gonna manage to get trade out here, but the kill feed is all blue. As the Guangzhou Gangsters are going to find all the kills here. Greek God picks up 3 there. Oh, they're going to get first cap here.
Yeah, nice little 3-piece coming out from Greek God. And usually this is what happens in this map, especially on Control Center, because whichever Junkrat gets the first opening pick, usually that team ends up winning it because it's just a massive amount of presence that is gone. But look at this now. They're getting to another brawl, and oof, that is not looking good. From
QZY with the Fire Strike there managed to get the opening picks. The Immortality Field's going to get thrown out for Guangzhou Gangsters. QZY with this Fire Strike managed to pick up a second kill. The only 2 kills in the fight so far were from the Fire Strikes, but soon ATZ chimes in, picks up 2. And it was another fast fight though, so MI6 hasn't lost too much time.
No, not really, but then at the same time, if you look at the ultimate percentages right now, it's quite scary. Clue has their Riptire available, and they could pop it and open and blow the entire team of MI6 up any moment because this map is just so small.
They just left the Ant Matrix in the dust there. As the counter Ant Matrix going to come out. As Greek God managed to find one there with his Flux. Clue with the tire manages to take down T-Sin. Clue's going to get a second kill there with his trap from the grave, and this is looking phenomenal still from Guangzhou. The opening started good for MI6, but it didn't last.
No, we have 0 to 60 and building the percentages right now. Now T-Sen really needs to land this Riptire and make it big. Oh Lord.
T-Sen with the opening pick there. It's gonna pop the tire as well. It finds 3, opening up the point, blows it on up, and they are just gonna push on forward. T-Sen, what a play.
Yeah, this is the tire that MI6 needed, and I was talking about. Now, this allows MI6 to really just take the positioning right here, especially spam out the choke points with T-Sen's Junkrat. And look at this, Drift is building an ability. Ooh.
The Shatter was decent, but the beat's there to keep it up.
Yeah, really not enough follow, and now this is where the real fight begins.
Yeah, so they're gonna move back, be forced back onto the point. Guangzhou looking to play this really slow. They're looking to wait out the Immortality Field before they want to go in. They're going to rotate around the sides here as the Amateurs are going to get thrown now. But Hantaro's the first to fall. The counter Amateurs to come out. No Baptista for either side as Creek managed to take them down with the Fire Strike. The tire, though, it could be massive. It's looking to find any kills, but the Sound Barrier is there to keep everybody up for now as Drift doesn't find anything there with his Death Blossom before taking down ATZ. The Flux is there. It's going to pick up 4. It's going to slam them down. Greek God managed to find 1. They could still turn this. They get the DMAC as well. The Immortality Field gets thrown to the point is the Baptista returning for both sides here. This is still anybody's fight. I have no idea who's going to take this fight home. As on the side now, QZY looking to go aggressive, looking to build up his Shatter as fast as he can. He's going to have it right about now as the Remix going to come through. The Shatters get dropped and it's so many players. And I think that might just be what Guangzhou needs. The Demon Bomb's going to get thrown up to the point, but it's not going to find anything. And they're going to manage to flip on over.
Yeah, and this is scary because this is last fight territory right here. 80, it's going to build up 90 before MI6 could even touch the point. And this is where all the spam is going to come out from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters. And look at that. The shield is already broken. They need to make this push right now.
Oh, but QZY is not even going to let them come close. Finds 2 kills there, and I think this is going to be it there. They do manage to get the tag, and T-Sin does pick up 2, so if they can stall for long enough, this may be turnable. Gag gets taken down, there's the only one on point, and T-Sin's not able to touch. And in the end, it was a hard map, but map 1 goes the way of Guangzhou.
Yeah, it does, and you really have to talk about once it really comes down to, I think the whole winning situation was decided at the very beginning of the first map that we seen from Lijiang Tower. That the brawl just didn't go that way, but look at this beautiful Riptire coming out, just killing, decimating 3 people on the spot. Getting both healers and the off tank right there. But other than that, as I was saying, I guess this round was kind of decided when we first seen the first Lijiang Tower Gardens, and how dominant the Guangzhou Gangster were able to play. Like they have Guangzhou Gangsters at this point have a lot of discipline coming into this game. They know their capabilities, they know what to play against which composition, and they're making the right choices. They don't care about any flashy plays, they don't care about none of that. Anytime I've seen the moment who has seen Crick on that ball, they immediately swapped off, went to that May is really good against a ball, just frozen them down as much as possible. And the Greek god just goes over to Zarya, eliminating, the potential for QZY to get just flung around like nothing when they have the bubble on them. So other than that, I think Market was a really interesting story where it looked like Guangzhou Gangster had a grip on the point, but then at the same time, at the very end, MI6 ended up taking it by a very good ultimate from the side of from the side of Greek, if I remember correctly, or just there's just two shatters blocked anyways, nonetheless. But it just really comes down to MI6 need to know how to play around this Guangzhou Gangsters team, because whatever they're doing, it just seems like Guangzhou Gangsters and Clue are just doing it better. T-Sen is doing a phenomenal job in keeping this team lined up and doing as much as they can. But Drift, I think Drift needs to just step it up a little bit more and maybe bring some variety, some flavor in it. Because yes, Reaper is good. Reaper is really fun, cool. But at the same time, if you can't really get close to Guangzhou Gangsters, you can't really do anything. Especially when QZY is so comfortable playing that Reinhardt into basically any team comp. So either you go back to this double shield meta where you just bunker down, double shield, and poke out your QZY's Ryan shield as much as possible, break it, and then proceed. You either go to that, or you just have to find a alternative way of shutting down this QZY's Reinhardt, which is just like a building block, a wall that's protecting everybody, especially Clue and ATZ, to do all the damage there. And let's not even forget about all the healers. I told you guys before even the match started, I talked about how Pineapple and Great Cup, they're like the low key carries, for a Guangzhou Gangster. So you need to keep an eye out. They were doing fantastic in the first match.
Yeah, definitely. As we have our map pick coming in. We're gonna be heading over to Hybrid, and the map pick is gonna be King's Row, Goats Row,
Uh,
Scrims Row. Basically, just your hybrid map for practically every series.
Yep,
Um,
just the face, the stamp of Overwatch, this the golden map that
yeah, it's
everybody
a
loves.
it's a, fairly good map.
Yeah, it's a good
I
map,
don't complain too
definitely.
much when we see it, but yeah. So
We
King's Row
get
will
to
be our
see some
second
good
map of the
stuff.
series. I'm kind of interested to see what the teams opt to run here. I'm interested to see if we just see them sticking with kind of these Reinhardt comps. I wouldn't be too surprised. I think Ryan's pretty decent in the current meta, but we will see what they opt to run.
Yeah, very interesting. King's Row is just allows you to play so many different things, especially. I'm definitely expecting a Ryan Zarya from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters just because how comfortable they looked playing it on the first match we've seen Lijiang Tower. So I think they're going to go with this whole Ryan Zarya situation here because Greek God was actually doing really good on that Zarya pick and just shutting down multiple people. So I'm looking forward to that. I think T-Sen will be sticking to that McCree. They have been doing a phenomenal job keeping people in check, especially Pineapple and ATZ. So this whole matchup between ATZ and T-Sen is something to watch because whichever McCree or Hitscan player gets the most value in this situation will have the upper hand or the advantage for their team. So MI6, they do have a chance. Creek doesn't really look like they are quite comfortable in Reinhardt so far. So unless they surprise me, I don't really see them playing Reinhardt, especially on defense. Gong on Kings Row, I think they are opting to look. They're looking forward to opting to more into that double shield composition. I think we'll see more of as oh, I'm blanking on the name. More of a double shield composition from the side of MI6 where it's just Sigma and Orisa just swapping our shield and playing that little corner around the hotel for the first point and maybe swap it out and get into more mobile tanks as we go further along. But I'll be surprised if QZY does not play Reinhardt coming into this match right here for Kings Row, because they just looked really well. I think they could definitely work on landing the shatters. So there were some really good shatters that could have been landed from QZY that would just put the nail in the coffin for this matchup. But other than that, if MI6 could match the tank lineup and keep the ADCs from Guangzhou Gangsters in check, they have a chance of winning Kings Row.
Yeah, definitely. I think this just needs to be. I think they need the Guangzhou Gangsters just if they can be a bit better with their ultimate timing. I think they will most likely just take it off the back of that. Because a lot of the times the fights they were losing or the fights that they came close to losing were just kind of poor ultimate usage and poor ultimate timings from them. But I still think that that Guangzhou should be favored to win this. But MI6 looked very good there in map 1. So do not count them out.
Don't count them on yet. And looks like we will be, this is a loser's map pick. So this was actually a map pick from the side of MI6. But usually the other team gets to choose what side they want to play with. And we have MI6 attacking while Guangzhou Gangster picking the defense first. So very interesting. Yeah. We're not really seeing, interesting. I don't know if Remy will stay on this hog right here. I don't think they will.
Especially with them running the Reinhardt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to see nearly mirror compositions. The only difference is Clue running to Octane, to run the Junkrat here in the defense, while Drift with the Reaper on the offense.
Now, I really like this pick on Junkrat on the defense because guess what? If your attacking team wants to kind of brawl through Hotel, you just spam them out and just destroy their shield. And look at that. Creek barely just showed himself and his shield is pretty much gone. It's broken. Now they have to wait around Hotel and just wait for the team to kind of rebuild their shield. And Remy's shield is also broken at the same time. So Zarya's shield could only block 200 damage. So Junkrat could easily pop that no matter what.
Yeah, they're going to actually use the Immortality field, try to push in. The defensive Immortality field comes out from Greek Cub. As Greek gets one before then immediately traded out, and Taro's going to pop his IMAX Theater, looking to pump in some damage. They're going to get 2 ticks here. That's actually massive as the counter Ant Matrix comes out, but it's not going to matter. Teeson and Hamtaro managed to find kills there, and this is looking great here for the side of MI6. They play slow, get the picks they need, capitalize on it, and just cap point A.
Yeah, and I think that was the right call from the side of MI6 because guess what? Yeah, you could run this Junkrat pick right here and just try to do so much damage at once, but the thing is you have to execute the players as quickly as possible because if you don't, then you're doing this large amount of damage, right? And then you're not finishing the kills, and guess what? The enemy healers are just healing them all up. That's how Hamtaro was able to get their IMAX Theater or Amplification Matrix faster than Great Cup because they were just healing more damage. But look at this, Gag also has a beat ready, so we might see initiation with that.
Yeah, the Shatter Season, though, it's going to stop a bit of the damage coming through to capitalize on the grabs. Immortality fields out for both sides. The Tire's going to come through as Clue manages to pick up 2. Remy managed to trade out, though. QZY, though, pins in, pushes in, picks up the kill there onto Remy, and it's just looking all Guangzhou Gangsters as they're going to find the remaining kills there, and they're going to hold at a very crucial point.
Yeah, I like the whole, approach of just using 2 ultimates and backing out as soon as possible. I think that if the Tire was in check more from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters, looks like Clue will be swapping over to the Mei really quickly. And look at that. Oh my god, that is huge. 2
kills! Just immediately going the way of MI6. ATC does manage to find one. The Flux doesn't really find all too much. Clue does manage to pick up another kill, though, so this is still actually a very close fight there, but Greek God gets collapsed on, gets taken down, and I think that they should get a recontest though here at second point.
Yeah, definitely should be a recontest, especially considering that Pineapple does have the beat on the side, but I don't know if they will really go for it. Look at Drift though, they're just waiting at the top right there on the catwalk. Oh, that's the big ultimate.
Yeah, Drift's gonna pop his Death Blossom there. Doesn't manage to find any kills, so the hiding's gonna get blocked off here by the Mei wall. Still nothing for either team though, but T-Sin waits. He waits and manages to get the kill there on KTZ, but the Shatter's gonna come through. It's gonna manage to hit up a couple players there. QZY though just gets taken down. And it looks like after they can take up these few stragglers that they should be able to cap up. Point B, 200th of a meter to go.
Yeah, and T-Sen right here popping up, doing so much damage. I really like the approach from Drift right there, using their ultimate to just bait out as much as, you know, as much as basically soak up all the ultimate charge, because Pineapple was kind of forced to ultimate right there, even though the fight hasn't really started. So guess what? MI6 just waited out, wait for the health to drop, and T-Sen just gets a huge ultimate right there, killing 2 people.
Yeah, the Amatrix is gonna come out here. It's gonna force MI6 to just fall back. They're just gonna wait around this corner. They're just waiting so far back. This buys so much space here for the Guangzhou Gangsters to move on up. But the Amatrix is gonna come out though. Nice stun. The Maywall's there to block a lot of the damage, but they're gonna break it down, push forward here. So they're just gonna try to move around this corner now. Very hard spot to push. The Blizzard, I thought he accidentally threw it off the edge. I wasn't sure where it ended up, but it's going to manage to freeze up a couple players there. They're going to get both kills off the back of it, and they're going to send the rest of the team running away. And that's just a very nice clean fight win there coming out from Guangzhou.
Yeah, a lot of respect coming on from both sides for the, you know, Baptiste window right there. Every time Baptiste window and amplification matrix was popped, they were just respecting it, giving all the space. They don't care. They don't want to get caught by them. Look at that. T-Sen does have ultimate ready. I don't think he'll get a lot of value, but that was just for zoning purposes. But Drift is where you want to keep your eyes on. Remy does have a black hole ready, or a graviton surge.
Ooh, T-Sen hits the nice shot, opens up the fight here. The guy's gonna get thrown for it as they're gonna move right on past the Ant Matrix. The Beat's gonna try to keep everybody here alive for MI6. The Shatter's good. Creeps in a couple players. The Hiding's gonna come out though. It needs to be massive. Doesn't fight anything.
T-Sen
picks up 3, and that's gonna be it here for their attacks. 2:43 left on the clock.
Wow, that was a great run. I think that last fight was really decisive from the side of MI6. I like the fact that they were bold enough to commit to that fight, because when the double grab came out right there, I thought, oh, okay, they're probably not going to use Gag's beat right there to save, but they actually did. A Gag ran in there into that graviton surge and a beat on top of them. So I like the aggression. I like the commitment coming out from MI6, and if they could keep up this type of commitment and aggression, they might just take this map away from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters, because T-Sen was allowed space, and guess what? He took it all. T-Sen was just popping heads, doing so much damage. Like, the guy is so confident, he doesn't even care about his Deadeye, just using it for zoning purposes at this point. But I think Creek is doing a very good job of keeping up with QZY. The Shatters were a bit wonky, but still very effective at the end, killing the backline, just decimating them. Now, this really comes down to how they hold it down. Now we're seeing a mirror composition. I talked about it, how in attack we're going to see QZY and Greek God play that Ryan Zarya composition, because just how comfortable they are. Now this is where the scary thing about is ATZ and Clue are on this Reaper May composition. So this is a very annoying DPS lineup to deal with. Now T-Sen really has to maintain their distance and do as much as damage as possible, because if not, guess what? If they get too close, they will be frozen and shot up by ATZ and Flu.
Such an aggressive play here. They're just gonna burst forward right at the point. Creek Shield's gonna fall, so they're gonna use the immortality field, try to keep everybody up. They're gonna fall on back here for a small period of time before they look to explode back onto the point here. They're not going to give up a tick quite yet. They're going to push on forward here, looking to find any kills here. Nice Maywall, though. The pin comes through and actually cost him his life. QZY is going to fall, but Greek's going to get trade out there, frozen up, taken down by TZ before TZ managed to take him down. Greek God managed to find one, though, so there's a very back and forth fight. The Colette's going to come out. Greek God managed to find one. Greek God, though, he's going to find 2 kills. He's trying to put his team on the back here, so he's going to pick up 3 kills there in that fight, and they're going to manage to cap point A.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to mention, and I was talking about at the very beginning. Great Cub not Great Cub, apologies. Greek God is just so good at playing the Zarya composition, especially against Remy. They built the ultimate much faster. They know the bubble timers, and they will basically win this next fight just because Greek God is at 99%. Well, pretty much has their ultimate right here.
Yeah, they're gonna drop the Matrix though, and they're not able to get any value out of it. The Shatter's decent, but the sound barrier's there. Nice pin there from Great. Managed to take down QZY. Should be the opening pick they need. As Greek God's gonna follow. That's most of their damage gone. And this is looking phenomenal here if you're on the side of MI6.
Yeah, this is looking very beautiful. You won this ultimate, even though Greek God was holding on to this Graviton Search. It just allowed Remy to kind of catch up. And this is what they did. And look at that, Creek actually has a Arch Shatter ready with T-Sense Deadeye. So this could be a very, very good fight from the side of... Ooh, this is not... Clue, you're not supposed to go down.
Yeah, okay. Clue gets taken down. I think they want to base this entire fight off of his Blizzard because they just back out immediately. Everybody else falls down as well. Very nice, clean fight there. Just using the high noon.
Yeah, just using the high noon. A lot of respect also shown from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters. But now Drift also has their ultimate ready. So if they could burn down, at least burn down or bait out Hamtaro's, Pineapple. Oh my god, look at this.
The Shatter Blossom! The Blizzard gets thrown in, but who cares? Because everybody else is just falling on his side. And once again, MI6, they're looking very good here on King's Row.
Yeah, and they're just going to keep building these ultimates cycle by cycle, because guess what? From the side of Guangzhou Gangster, they didn't have a Baptiste, so that ultimate from Drift was so good. Just shutting down Pineapple as soon as possible. And now they'll probably push in with Great Cubs Coalescence right about now.
Yes, the Ant Matrix and the Grab are going to throw it in. The counter grab's going to be there. The Sound Bear is going to be there as well. TZ managed to get the opening pick there onto Tease, and that may just be what they need. Is they're going to push on through the Coalescence. Fades right about now, but I don't think it's going to matter. Drift does manage straight out one before getting taken down. And finally, Guangzhou are going to break open this point B defense.
Yeah, but it took them 2 support ultimates to get over and a Graviton Surge. So that's kind of an expensive fight if you're asking me. Because if you're looking across the board right now, T-Sen almost has their ultimate ready. Couple of more body shots or headshots will get him get the job done. Remy is also on their way of getting the ultimate. And Drift, I don't need to talk about Drift. He's a Reaper player. If he just clicks even the bodies, they will get their ultimates ready. And oh my god.
Oh my word, ATZ drops the Blossom, picks up 2 opening kills there. The Sound Barrier from Gag was a bit too late. ATZ picks up 3. And that's gonna be it for Streets, as point B is gonna go the way of Guangzhou Gangsters.
Now, this is very interesting, right? I was looking at ATZ right up there, and I'm just like, there has to be a way, right? MI6 scout that out. They don't really seem to be doing that. They didn't scout out ATZ, and that's what really cost them the fight right there. Oh my god, ATZ just takes that 1v1 like nothing, blows Drift out, and this is looking bad from the side of MI6.
Yeah, good trade kill there, though, from T-Sin. Man, she got a kill there. His Gag's gonna fall up as well, so this is actually looking great there. Gag's gonna pick up, too. And that opening pick went the way of Guangzhou, but it's not gonna matter here in the end, as they're gonna hold at a very crucial corner.
Yeah, and that allows Drift to really get their ultimates ready again. But the main thing I'm really concerned about is Clue's ultimate right here. That Blizzard could really cost them the fight.
Yeah, the Blizzard gets thrown in, but Creek in the Fire Strike managed to pick up 1 kill there. The Mortality Field's there. Shatter's going to get dropped. No kill off the back of it, though. The Blossom from Drift in the back is going to pick up 1 and allows T-Sin to get 1 as well before QZY gets the pit onto him. And already... MI6 has confirmed themselves the better time bank. The grab's gonna get thrown in here, right on this corner. The pin's gonna come through. The Immortality Field's there. The Maywall is decent. The Sound Barrier is gonna come out. The counter grab's gonna get thrown in as well. Creek's gonna manage to get 1 kill. As Greek God finds 1 as well, so it's a very back and forth fight, but T-Sin with the Deadeye gives them the 2-player advantage, as they're just going to move on forward, get a couple kills, and they're going to hold here once again. 2 minutes on the clock for Guangzhou. Yeah, so a minute.
QZY really has to land this ultimate right here. Oh no. This might be it.
Yeah, the Colossus comes out here. The Shatter's good though from QZY. Hits a couple players. This is looking great here. Gag actually gets killed with Sound Barrier. All the kills going the way of Guangzhou as they're just going to push through. And it's going to be a very awkward recontest here for MI6.
Maybe. A boop from the side of Creek. He's doing the job. Look at that.
Yeah, contest for quite a while there. Allows a couple players to return. To the point, Decent actually gets a pick there. Pineapple boops off Remy, though. Creek, though, the spin away, stolen for another good while here. 2 more kills go the way of the Guangzhou Gangsters. Who managed to pick up a kill there? QZY, though, goes fall to him Taro. Creek still staying alive, though, stalling for as long as possible. He's going to get stunned up, though, and taken down. The Deadeye's going to come out, looking to find any kills it can. Doesn't actually find anything, though. Still, though, they're stalling for a very long time. Skillcorp's going to find 1 kill there. Decent, the High Noon picks up 2. They're looking to turn this, but I don't think it's going to be possible, as still the kills are going the way mostly of the Guangzhou Gangsters. Creek, the only one here on the point for now, and they're going to actually manage to touch here. Clue, though, is going to find a kill there. Gag stalling for as long as possible. Drift, the only one here on the point. But Remy's going to join him now. T-Sin's coming back from the spawn as Creek has respawned as well. Gonna slam onto the point here. QZY manages to boop off Rennie as the sound come through. T-Sin manages to fall as well. They're trying to get this into OT. If they can get this into OT, they will secure at least a draw. They're stalling for as long as possible as the Colas managed to get 1 kills there. Great Club managed to get 1 as well. They need to cap with time if they want a chance. And they're gonna get a second attack. That was so close.
So close. QZY's Hamster doing the work right here. Just making sure that Creek does not do anything to disturb or disrupt their point take right there. Great job from the side of both Hamsters, Creek and QZY, for keeping it alive. And talking about hamsters, my hamster definitely died in the mid casting right there, making me go mute for a second. Sorry about that. I made sure that I pet my hamster a little bit, give him some water so they could run for a little while, keep me powered up. But other than that, it's a very exciting match so far. Like, so close, but not that close when we were talking about time bank. Look at that. 1 minute versus 3 minutes and 38 seconds. 2 minutes is a long time to hold, especially if you are just attacking. Like, imagine attacking. By the time Guangzhou Gangsters even get out of their spawn, they're already below. Like, by the time they even see the point, they're already about 10 seconds down. So that's a lot of valuable time wasted. Now, let's see what they're running right here. They're looking like T-Sin will be staying into this McCree, because why not? They're doing a brilliant job of just getting killed and just maintaining the distance, that threat. But Clue was also doing a lot of work the last round, so I'm excited to see what comes out right here. Drift will probably look for a really weird flank and try to get through and get as much as damage possible in the backline through a hotel.
Yeah, so they look to burst forward immediately on the point there. Flashback comes through on the QZY, but he's going to survive for now. But as soon as they that no Drift blows him up there, and they can't afford to try to take these fights, which means they're just going to be sent back, waiting for QZY to come back.
Yeah, Guangzhou Gangsters had to retreat as quickly as possible, because your front line, your shield is gone. You don't want anybody else to die. And look at that, T-Sin already 60% towards his ultimate. So is Hamtaro.
Yeah, they're gonna finally get onto the point though, as the amateur comes out as T-Sin picks up 2. T-Sin playing out of his mind here so far this game, gets 2. Looking to add to his tally there, as ATZ in the back though does manage to get a kill onto Drift. So it's a 2-for-1 trade here. We're gonna be nearing overtime here as the High Noon comes out, doesn't actually result in any kills, as Remy's gonna manage to take down ATZ. The ball though from QZY is returned to the point. Clue falls very low as Greek does manage to pick up 1 kill though. So this could still be turnable as Creek managed to take down Clue here in the end. The sound barrier is going to get dropped for the side of MI6. Creek gets another one as well. The grab's going to get thrown in. They're looking to find any kills as possible. Greek got managed to find 1 more for T-Sin, trades him out. T-Sin finds 2 here. The counter sound barrier is going to come through, but I don't think there's enough players here for the side of Guangzhou. They need to pull off a miracle if they want to.
Look at Clue.
Do this. The stall here is good for quite a while. Is anybody able to touch? No, they cannot. And T-Sin, with a pop-off performance there on the defenses, they're going to full hold.
That was so mesmerizing to watch, especially from this perspective of T Sen, just clicking those heads. And mind you, those double kills that they came out, T Sen was able to get those picks off the bat before the amplification matrix was even dropped by Hamtaro. So a great job on his side of just clearing and doing as much as damage possible, not even giving Guangzhou Gangster a breathing chance to come in or just set up and get comfortable. And that's what they wanted to do. Guangzhou Gangsters were rushed right here, only a minute left. Now they have to put up a very formidable defense just to get even a draw at this point, because 3 minutes and 38 seconds, that's a long time. Because guess what? MI6 could just literally just stand back, just shoot until everybody has their ultimate and just press Q at once and win the game. That could definitely happen if they want to, because 3 minutes is enough time to build almost all the ultimates in the game. Now, Remy hovering over this hog, I think again they will not go for it, because you have a Reinhardt player from the side, QZY. At this point you expect them not to, swap over, but we do have almost a identical. Oh, we do have a mirror match from both sides, so this should be really interesting. A very aggressive fire strike, getting those early. I was going to say early, points or like ultimate charge, but not really. Only
Well,
getting
the
7.
second fire strike though.
Oh, the second one did do work.
Yeah, he's gonna basically get a 20% advantage. That's another
44.
50% to his oldest. Creek's gonna respond with the fire strike of his own. Already up to 30 himself.
57.
Yeah, this just looks like a battle of fire. The poke coming from both sides.
Whoever
Hamtaro, as both teams are very close to their ultimates, but Hamtaro doesn't need one to get the opening pick there. But as soon as I say that, both amateurs coming out from both sides. There's 2 kills coming out from the DPS of Guangzhou. They need to get a lot of kills here because they are down 1. Remy does manage to pick up 1 though. You can take this if you're MI6. You have the time. They could just reset here and try to push in while they still have a player advantage.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. Even if you lose the fights as MI6, you're kind of in a better spot, because guess what? You have more time. You could play it a little bit slower and get the ultimates ready. But look at the side of Guangzhou Gangster. QZY has a shatter ready. So if this lands, this could be devastating actually for MI6.
Yeah, especially if he can get it off before Gag gets his sound barriers. The Shatter's massive. It's gonna have multiple players, but Creek does actually end up getting taken down. She's doing it straight out though. The zoning grab comes through. That's a phenomenal zoning grab. It's zone people out. It's a zoning grab.
Yeah, but I don't know if you
wait. Do we call it a zoning grab or is it a Nene grab? Like I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it's a Nene grab, because I don't think you're supposed to grab right there. Because look at this.
They can just push in.
Grab. Yeah, they could just push in. And
they grabbed them off the point, but ATC does manage to get the touch, though. The hidings come out from both sides. CC managed to get the opening pick there. The Death Pulse is going to roll on through, and they just cap! Nobody touched!
Nene grab saves the day. Ladies and gentlemen, they save lives. I'm telling you. Very interesting grab choice coming out from the side of Greek God. Like we were praising them all along, but it happens to the best of us. Look at this beautiful shatter, just deleting almost everybody right here, getting a quadruple kill. Not all of them actual eliminations, but still an assist. But that shatter right there was the pivotal point where they looked like they were going to take the point. Obviously, MI6 known for their amazing stalls that we have seen, especially in Lijiang Tower, where you are casting for almost over a minute. I believe
it was 2 minutes.
2 minutes. There you go. 2 minutes of overtime. Just blabbering out. So MI6 are very resilient when it comes to that overtime, and they want to burn it down. They did a very good job of
they nearly
burning them down. Yeah, like I think
they nearly sent Guangzhou into overtime, but
yeah, so only 4 seconds. So now this is very interesting. Now MI6 wins in their map choice. So the MI6 loses, right, on their first map pick, which was Lijiang.
The first map was Guangzhou's map pick.
Oh, actually Guangzhou. Okay.
Yeah, because they're the higher seed. Higher seed gets.
Okay, so higher seed picks it first. So Guangzhou wins their map. MI6 wins now. MI6 won their map. Now it's back to Guangzhou Gangsters again, since the loser picks the map coming in. So this is very interesting. I want to see what Guangzhou Gangsters do coming in here. What map will they go with? I feel like Hanamura. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling Hanamura, because guess what? Clue likes to play a lot of. We've seen Clue play a good amount of May. Oh, fine, it's okay. I was Hanamura was actually not it. So we go to
Wrong map
Rialto.
type.
Wrong map type, definitely. Look, I was just speaking of the
We could
future.
see we could see it for our fourth map. We'll at least see
Yeah,
four
definitely.
maps.
I'm talking about the fourth map. Okay, the chat
Oh,
is just confused.
so we're just
Chat, yeah, yeah. The chat is just confused. Okay, I'm skipping over 30 minutes into the into the future. But I like the Rialto map choice though, because we've seen some great stuff in Rialto, like especially the games we've casted for expert division. Oh, Rialto is just a spicy map. You see the teams really going at it in Rialto, and this is where things get really interesting because T-Sen and ATZ both looked phenomenal on the hit scan. So I wonder if they will pull out any long range sniper like Widowmaker or even Ash. We've seen a good amount of Widowmaker in Rialto, like very good for controlling those long line of sights and a lot of space if your tanks could actually play around it. And then we have also seen Hanzo. Hanzo is really good in Rialto because guess what? Small narrow corners from side to side. You have access to a lot of high ground with long line of sight to begin with. So your stormers are super effective, your long range game is super effective, and your dry guns are extremely effective on the choke points where literally the points have to be taken. So I'm interested to see if any of these DPS opt out to play more of the double sniper composition. Maybe not because they seem to be more so compelled towards this, just run that hardcore McCree and Reaper, just do as much as damage possible, blow people up. So interesting to see how teams go about it. But Creek might actually play hamster coming into here because Rialto is really good at just rolling around as the ball and just disturbing people as much as possible. So it looks like we are just getting ready. All the players are just taking a little break, getting ready for all the ready chat, so our spectators and lobby hosts could start the game. But I'm excited to see what this. You know what I do miss, Joe. I miss Farah gameplay. That's the one thing I really miss, especially in Rialto. I remember I used to see a lot of Farah and Echo coming in, but we haven't seen a lot of it from the side of any of the teams actually coming into this tournament. At the very beginning, I've seen some, especially in Smiley tournaments, but other than that, nothing really. So interestingly
huh.
enough,
MI6
hmm?
chose to attack. Oh.
Oh, okay. So we got a little bamboozled by the teammates right here, but interestingly enough, I think MI6 will defend because like if you're
MI6
Rialto,
normally teams choose to defend.
yeah, like they like to defend, get to know their attackers a little better, see what they're running, get scouted out probably. I think Rialto is just generally a good map to start on defense because you just have access to high ground off the bat. And you could burn out a lot of time in that first point and the transition between first point to second point. So if MI6 play it right and T-Sen, they protect T-Sen like they were doing in King's Row, they could definitely take this, or at least make it really hard for Guangzhou Gangsters to just roll through Rialto because T-Sen is putting up a lot of work, and Guangzhou Gangsters knows this. They're trying to target T-Sen, but they're doing a good job. Like Drift is doing a really good job of creating space around T-Sen. Creek is always aware of what's going on, and Hamtaro is always there to put that lamp down, or even just the amount of damage output is really good. So I think this will really go if well from the side of MI6 if T-Sen gets protected and does the damage they are doing. But at the same time, you have to look out for the ATZ because that guy has been really devastating on that Reaper. None to say, but looks like a quick little swap coming out from the side of a Guangzhou Gangster. They will be swapping a Clue instead of Duality. Interesting choice. So I'm not really familiar with Duality's previous hero pool, but I think this might mean we might see a little bit more variety coming in. Maybe an Echo gameplay because Echo Sigma is actually really strong coming into Rialto.
Yeah, it really is. But MI6 did actually end up taking attack, so been interesting.
Wow,
T-
they just
That's
don't
a
win.
Teams don't normally choose to attack, but
Nope.
they are
Okay.
opting to attack here at first.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind
Wonder
of
what
interested
they'll
what
turn.
these teams opt to run here. On the
Ooh.
defense, though, we're actually going to be seeing double shield here with the Ash soldier.
Yeah, equaling to a lot of
would
spam.
I would expect to see a Mercy here, like a Mercy Zen, Mercy Bat, but instead they're going to actually run Bat Zen, some double flex support.
Now the thing is that usually
they did sub out Grape. They also subbed out Great Code.
Yeah, I just realized Ian is actually a really good Zenyatta player.
Yeah, but I would think they would put him in for Pineapple, so they could, if they wanted to run this double flex support thing. Maybe they just want to run this for their defense, and then their attack they want to run something else. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But at the same time, I do like Mercy pickup, like you talked about more in this game coming in, especially Rialto, because just the damage boost is just insane, especially if you're running a Ashe or a Widow. Oh no, QZY.
QZY, somebody heal this man. Nobody hailed him.
Okay, that.
All right.
Well, there you go. So since it is a fight win, I will be talking about how that proceeded to happen. So basically, QZY just kind of had a little oopsie and fell off the high ground, and equaling to the, while that was happening, T7 was actually flanking the entire team. So a good crossfire coming out from the both side, and I think this will be a pretty easy take. But look at this, T7 is just so aggressive with this, with their blinks.
Yeah, definitely here. They're gonna try to contest here right at this choke, as Drift's gonna fall early. That's a huge opening pick here for the defensive side. Duality managed to get the flashbang kill there on Tison, and they're just gonna move on forward, send everybody back to spawn.
Now, if I was Hamtaro or even MI6, I would definitely opt out to the Mercy pick right here, because Mercy Echo is actually a very good combo, because it allows Echo to burst down a lot of the healers very quickly, and not to mention Echo's mobility allows Mercy to be just always hovering around and avoid a lot of damage. But at the same time, you do have double hit scans on the side of Guangzhou Gangster, which could be really hard for Drift to play around.
The pulse bomb. Oh, it forces out the mortality. No kill though. MI6 gets thrown on down, looking to pump up some damage, looking to find some heads. Drift's gonna fall very early. In the back though, pumping a lot of damage is T-City. He manages to find one kill, as everybody is also fairly low here. But he's gonna fall, and with around 2 minutes left is what MI6 has to attack.
Yeah, and look at this. The ultimates from the side of MI6 the Guangzhou Gangsters are looking quite devastating. We have a Bob ready from ATZ and a High Noon ready from Duality. So that's a lot of zoning potential coming out from the Guangzhou Gangsters. They could just easily zone this fight out. Now, if I was MI6, I would swap off from Echo as soon as possible, because like I said, they're not going to get a lot of value. But look at this. Duality making a very huge flank right here.
Yeah. Duality looking at go on a bit of a flank. He's
pay off though.
Yeah, he's very separate from the other team, as they're just going to rotate through onto the high ground here. Looking to find any picks they can off the high ground. The Halt's going to come through. The duplicate's going to be there, so they're going to have double Orisa. Duality though, I don't know if they see him. The Flux comes through. They're not able to take down ATZ. Manage to stay up. I don't think they've seen Duality yet, and they will spot him now. Pantaro sees him, shoots at him, falls away. The duplicate, though, from Drift doesn't really get any value. The Flux is going to come out as the Matrix is down as well. Duality with the Sky New manages to find 2 kills there. Pantaro pops the Transcendence, try to keep everybody up. But that doesn't stop you from the Deadeye. And Hamtaro, with a parting gift there onto Ian's going to eventually fall in a bit of a tactical crouch from Pineapple.
Yeah, a very interesting choice coming out from the MI6. I don't know why they made this whole rotation, because it doesn't really help you if you're not on the card, because look at that, how far the cart were pushed back. It was literally at the brink of taking the point. So and there's no ultimates from the side of MI6 too to really contest this. I don't think this fight will be really going their way.
Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to make it go their way. The Bob's gonna have thrown and take it down as Greekon. 2 kills immediately through the Ant Matrix, finds 2, and MI6 chose to attack first, but Doesn't do much, and that's gonna be it here for MI6's attack. 91, just over 91 meters is what Guangzhou need to take map number 3.
It's so you look at the past game, the past match they had, right? The past game in Guangzhou, and we were like, oh, this team is really strong. They know how to play around. But then I don't think they really practiced around this double shield or how to play double shield in the span of 2 weeks they had, because they don't look that, MI6 are not really looking that strong or that confident against this double shield coming out from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters. A lot of particles are, what happens in double shield is a lot of particles are moving around. You have your DPS that always has to, pressure the shield, and you have your double shield who usually either play split or cycle the shields out. What happened right there with the team of MI6 is that, okay, you have duality on McCree, who's just pumping out as much as damage possible, and you have a Ashe from the other side. If you're Drift, you do not want to play Echo into this, because how Echo thrives mostly is just using her mobility to just glide around in the air, do as much as burst damage as possible with that sticky that they have, and then just kind of pull out as much as possible. Echo really doesn't thrive just sitting behind tanks, big tanks, and getting the line of sight obscured. And that's what really happened. Drift wasn't able to get any value out, because guess what? The moment they flew up, ATC and Duality were shutting them down. But look at that, talking about shutting down, Hamtaro just deletes Iron off the map. Woo! Talking about Zen 1v1s on the chat, guys.
Yeah, taken immediately out. Duality from range, looking to find any kills. Not able to find anything yet, though. They're gonna push the cart here. Yeah, they're gonna manage to push the cart here right around the corner. Duality, though, flicks on up to Drift, manages to get the opening pick there. No mercy, so they're not able to res that one up. They're gonna push around the corner, but QZY actually gets taken now as Duality's looking to go on a flank here around the side. Remy, though, while this is happening, picks up 2 kills there. As Duality's just gets a Duality he's all the way behind them.
Yeah, as a Widowmaker, maybe a couple of headshots. You never know. You never know. They're just lurking around.
Drift walked right by him and just didn't see him.
It's okay. This is the Sherfro play, okay? Where Sherfro was literally on spawn. Oh my god. No, he gave away his
duality.
Now, the thing is that if you're MI6, you can't really go for duality right here, because if you do, then guess what? The Guangzhou Gangster just caps. So this is actually a very good position from the side, from duality right here, because they can't really contest duality. Oh, as I say that.
Remy, yeah, that's not what you want, though. Gets taken down immediately. He basically wasted 30, 40 seconds off the clock trying to go for a flank that got absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and it looks like Guangzhou Gangster will just respect this window coming out from the side of MI6. They're doing this little high ground rotation. I really like it, utilizing their window to the best potential. And MI6 just have to wait this out. There's just no point.
Ooh, nice rock though. He was going for his high noon there. Both sides use their mortality fields, and both of them fade, which means the Flux, I was going to say gets free range there, but Hamtaro has the Transcendence to keep everybody up. They're nearing the capture point as the Flux comes through, and it's going to find 2 players here. That's a phenomenal Flux there. Gets 2 opening kills. And this is looking great here if you're on the side of MI6. Take down QZY as well. And only a couple players alive for Guangzhou. And they're all going to be sent back as well.
Yeah, I think all the trash talk from Iron and their team against Hamtaro really got to him, because Hamtaro has been popping off this entire time, landing so many headshots and so many, just crucial shots to keep them into the game. And look at this, Creek has a bongo ready, and from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters, Iron does have Transcendence ready. So this will be a very interesting fight. I think if T-Cent could build up an ultimate and get a potential pick, this will be a win from the side of MI6.
Yeah, for sure. A minute left here on the clock. But bongos come out simultaneously for both sides. But this is still anybody's fight here. 2 for 1 trade, but Ian gets another kill here, and only a couple players remaining for the side of MI6. The Transcendence is there. The Matrix is going to get thrown down, though. Pineapple's going to fall. I mean, get a kill there. Gamtaro's going to fall, and that's going to be it for map number 3. Guangzhou Gangsters are now on a match point.
Yeah, they are, and it's sad to see. Sad to see. I was just talking about T-Sin trying to build up his ultimate, but both shield they were actually out of, like, they just left him up in high ground. So guess what? ATT just light him up as soon as possible. You have to play around here. And look at this beautiful Sky Noon right here. Great patience from the side of Duality, knowing their team's capability, knowing that they will land that huge flux and just taking advantage of that, landing the beautiful headshot, following headshots. But right there, I think Drift, the echo from Drift was not a really wise choice. I explained it a couple of times while we're into the game. You don't want to play Echo versus a double hit scan composition, or even a single hit scan could really shut you down if you don't have the backup from a Mercy. If you want to play, if you're a really good Echo player, right, and you want to go against a double hit scan, it's fine, it's okay. But you usually want to have a Mercy to kind of pocket you as much as possible, so you could do those damage and just move in and out of those little combat zone using your mobility. But without any Mercy and up against a double hit scan, especially like Duality, who obviously we saw could hit their shots, you don't really want to play Echo. So I think the biggest downfall for MI6 was the fact that Drift wasn't that Echo when they should not have been. MI6, they clearly have a composition ready and they clearly know what they want to play, but they're not as adaptive as Guangzhou Gangster are showing up to be. Guangzhou Gangsters, every single time they see a potential threat, they take it out simply just by swapping heroes and countering them. That's what happened. The first fight Guangzhou Gangster lost, they were like, okay, they have an Echo. They're doing a lot of damage. We're just going to swap to double hit scan or, just double sniper. It doesn't matter. Where the side of MI6, they were just more stubborn in a way where they don't want to swap off a different composition just because they are comfortable playing it. You have to be kind of flexible, especially in these type of situation if you are a DPS player, where you have to kind of feed to your team's need and just counter as much as possible. And look at that, as I'm talking about, we do get Hanamura. I told you, Joe, I was just looking ahead into the future. My giga brain was calculating all the possibilities, and I talked about how Hanamura will be played, but not to my reasoning. Actually, my reasoning was that Hanamura will be played because Guangzhou Gangsters have Clue, who like to play a lot of Mei, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Now, when we come into Hanamura right here, Hanamura is a great map, another great map for um, for Echo players, because there's a lot of nooks and crannies. You could fly around and do a lot of damage in and out. But again, if you are against a double hit scan, you don't really want to play this Echo, especially in second point. So I'm excited to see how MI6 adapt to this, especially if they learned anything from the last game of Rialto, because they were close. They were close, but they just didn't have the cigar. Also, I think protecting T-Sen was another huge part of winning that last round, where I talked about if they protect T-Sen and T-Sen is doing the job, he is like doing damage the rate he is, they will win. But there were two occasions where Creek and Remy both just had to leave T-Sen up high ground without any shield and they just got popped. So I think if they take that in account, um, be more adaptive and kind of protect T-Sen and play around T-Sen, at this point they could have a shot at Hanamura, but time will tell.
Yeah, for sure. Very interested to see what each team can pull out here. In our fourth and possibly final map, of course, Guangzhou up 2-0, and it's the first 2-3 series. But each team so far has won their map pick, and if it keeps going this way, Guangzhou will end up taking the series in 5. But never count MI6 out. Playing Guangzhou fairly close, even though they got full held there, their defense was really good.
Yeah, they did a really good job of doing that. There were some flaws here and there, but other than that, the defense was solid. Especially the times we've seen multiple ultimates coming out and like just layering ultimates. It was a really good job. The flanks were looking super nice too. But from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters, we do have a very threatening player coming in. Greek God actually saying they will be locking the Genji. So please watch out for that. Okay, if you're MI6, you need to be very fearful of that. Okay, if Greek God locks in the Genji, you already know it'll be a bloodbath. But other than that, I'm just more so excited to see how MI6 really adapt, because this is what really happens in majority of the times when teams go up to play these these off-season games, where especially not off-season, more so like playoff games, where even in professional games it always happens. There'll be times where you'd see a team do a phenomenal in the starting groups, and they do super good, they go like undefeated and whatnot, and then playoffs they kind of just fall apart. It's because a lot of teams get the time to study you if they're really serious about you, and there's a lot of times teams don't really show off what they're streaming or what they really can play until the very end. Obviously Overwatch is not really that big of a case, because Overwatch has certain set metas that gets played, but still then you have to be very careful. So when it comes to playoffs, it's all about which team could adapt on the fly the fastest possible and learn from their games as quickly as possible. Because if you're not learning why you're losing to the team, you're just not going to win. Like, that's just not going to happen, because you don't have the luxury of playing multiple games and learning the team's composition. You have to just sit there, be like, okay, guys, we lost this last round. We leave it where in the gutter. What can we do better? Why were we losing, and how can we fix that? Just go in with that mentality. And I'm pretty sure MI6 have that mentality coming in. So does Guangzhou Gangster after that loss in King's Row, because they would look very, very strong in last map Rialto.
Yeah, um, definitely. As we are getting ready here to hop into our fourth and, like I said earlier, possibly final map of the series. Very interested to see what each team's gonna opt to run out here. Once MI6 will be rolling out on the attack. On the defense, it will be Guangzhou Gangsters as they're running the Torbjorn.
Yeah, I like seeing Torbjorn in Hanamura. A lot of teams actually like doing that. It's kind of create a little crossfire. Usually Torb goes up in this little bridge, as you can see. They set up their turret, so when the opponent team wants to come through, they just get shot up by the turret. That's easy, multiple points right there, and then they could just easily keep doing this back and forth crossfire. But what I'm liking from the side of MI6 is Drift. You want to keep an eye out from Drift's teleport right here. They want to teleport right to the point.
Yeah, and they're going to try to do so. The halt's decent, but everybody's going to manage to get to the point. They're going to have somebody contesting for a small bit of time. Now I'm able to get a tick, which looks like what they want to do here really early on. Creek Shield's going to fall, but he's still going to go aggressive here, and he gets the opening pick before getting immediately traded out. So 1-for-1 trade. This could still go either way. The halt's going to get thrown out to the point as one tick's going to come through. Duality's going to get taken on by T-Sun as Greek God's going to end up trading him out there. 2 ticks come on through. And this is still anybody's fight. T-Sun managed to pick up another kill there before the turret takes him down. I have no idea who's going to end up winning this. The Mortality Field's going to fall as well. People returning to the fight from the attack. The MI6 are going to get thrown out. The pin comes through from Greek. Gag managed to get a kill there on the QZY. Gag picks up 2. And this looks like the TP play is going to work as Gag with the triple kill as they're going to manage to cap up point A.
Gag really coming in handy right here. Drift almost gets chunked out by the turret. Oh wow, the turret is still not taken down. It's still alive. So interesting. But if you look at the ultimates across the board right now, Remy is dangerously close for their flux right now. On the side of Guangzhou Gangsters, ATZ almost has Bob ready.
Yeah, they really do there. As the Dynamite's going to get thrown on in there, as it's going to allow them to get 2 kills very early. Creek does only manage to get 1. And it's not going to matter, though. Everybody else is going to fall down. T sent them to the parting gift.
That really sucks, because MI6 did come in with a very nice momentum right there. The momentum kind of gets stomped on by Guangzhou Gangsters, and look at that. So many checks across the board from the team Guangzhou. We have ATZ's Bob ready, Duality has Molten Core ready, and Iron also has their Transcendence ready for this next fight, while we're only looking at Gag's beat and Remy's flex, other than if Creek could build out their Earthshatter right now.
Nice multi-core, though, from the side. It's going to cut off a lot of places that they would want to push through. As Drift taken down immediately there. Greek God with the massive opening pick there. Gag gets caught out as well there from Ian. And that's another very clean fight win there from Guangzhou, only using one ultimate.
Yeah, only one ultimate, and that's also a low cost ultimate too. It does not take duality or tourbillon ultimates a very long time to build, but look at how many ultimates MI6 have. So they could definitely walk in there, just press a couple of Qs and take this fight over. I'm really expecting a, I don't know if they want to go up this way right there though. It's a bit too risky.
Jason,
look what they want to do.
Jason, what was that? He just ran in. I mean, that was he just inted. And that's just gonna be the fight there. Guangzhou needs a couple ultimates though, but Thiessen just kind of ran on in and gave away the fight.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if you really want to go up to that, go up that little alleyway, while contesting a tourbillon slash Ash player, because look at this. I just talked about Duality's ultimate being a low of cost ultimate, and look at that. They're already up to 93%. This is what Duality's doing. They're just setting up these ultimate the turrets at the side, and they're just going to create this crossfire by using their DPS on the totally complete opposite side. And there, look at this. MI6 is trying the same thing again.
Shatter! The Shatter, though, is great, as the Flux is going to be there as well. The Immortality, though, to keep everybody up, as the Multicore's pumping in so much damage. Everybody from MI6 getting taken down. Greek God's going to pick up a couple kills there before Gag manages to take him out. And that's going to be it there for the fight. Oh, the Duality wanted to go for the hammer. Bit of a BM there at the end of the fight.
I wanted to see that on the kill feed, but again, that's another very expensive skirmish taken by MI6, and like I said, they really can't go up that little. They can't go take the stairs up to the catwalk right there. It's just too narrow, and it just allows Duality and ATZ to set up this crossfires formation. They don't want that. Look, they're finally going through the bridge. They will be trying to do a good rotation, getting a very crucial pick right here on Duality. Now this cuts down the damage by a whole lot.
Yeah, it kind of dismantles what they want to do there. As the Bob's going to get thrown out forward onto the point before getting booped completely away. The Ant Matrix on the high ground is going to allow him to try to pump in a bit of damage there. QZY looking to do anything there. ATZ managed to take down Creek. Remy managed to find one kill there as the Baby Diva before falling to ATZ. Hamtaro managed to find one kill as well. It's very back and forth, but the defender spawn advantage will favor Guangzhou as they're just going to take down the remaining players.
Yeah, this is another a bit of stagger, but look at that. If you're MI6, you're not really sad about this. You got a single tick out from that one rotation, and also look at Thiessen. They'll almost have access to their ultimate ability, which is High Noon. So if there's something could be set up from here, maybe if Thiessen gets a crazy flank right here, gets a big High Noon, this could be turnable very quite easily. But I think the first thing needs to be done is ATZ needs to be pushed off of this high ground, this little catwalk that they're setting up all this damage from. Look at that. Again, a big flux coming out.
Yeah, the flux is real nice there. I don't even have time to talk because the fight's already over. I mean, this point B defense has been phenomenal. But earlier, though, because MI6 did manage to get a tick in a bit, they will, pretty good there. The silver lining is that they do have a bit of capture progress, but in the end they do want to fully cap, get another chance to attack, and if they want to do so, they need to do so right now.
Yeah, and I really like this another pick coming up from Duality. Look at this, swapping up to the maze so they could just cut off the team right there like that. Just really forcing them to go towards that right side of the map again. Looks like they want to just make this little quick.
Good hold.
No, it's a very good hold.
Yeah, as everybody's following, Thiessen tries to pop the High Noon, but Ian takes him all down. And this is looking so good here. They will get just under 2 ticks of capture progress, but I don't know what type of raid contest we're going to see, if any.
No, I don't think we'll be seeing any. Jag is trying their best to...
Oh, he got stunned. Yeah, gets stunned out, not able to touch. And that's going to be it for MI6's attack.
Yeah, interesting attack. Now, this is the thing I was talking about where MI6 seems quite stubborn, because after the first time you go up to that little stairway to go to the right side of the catwalk, right? The right catwalk upstairs, the high ground, where all the team is defending. When you notice that they're sending their DPS to the completely different side of the map, you don't really want to take that fight because guess what? Once you go there, you have 2 points of contention that you have to block off. Not only you have to block off what's in front of you, you have to block up what's from the side, all the damage that's coming out from the side from ATZ and Duality. So you're really stuck between a hard place and a rock where you don't really want to be. So taking that fight at least 2 to 3 times was not a really good call. I think after the first time, they should have realized that, okay, this is what's happening. We can't really take that fight, even if we have ultimates, because guess what? They'll just shut us down from the side or from the front. We can't just really defend ourselves from 2 point of contention. So I think if that was realized much earlier and they made that little rotation that they did at the very end, we're going all the way around and reaching the point from the balcony side. I think that would be a great addition at the very early, but let's see how they hold up. Maybe the MI6 will have a amazing defense and shutting down Guangzhou Gangsters. But Guangzhou Gangsters are looking quite formidable with ATZ on that Symmetra. We'll see teleport to the point again.
Yeah, definitely. So they're going to teleport immediately onto the point there. Duality with the opening pick as well. As QZY gets another one as well. So it's looking great here for the attacking side of Guangzhou. But I don't think we can count MI6 out of this map quite yet, because this is exactly what we saw from MI6, an immediate capture. They had like 6 minutes for point B.
Exactly.
So exactly. I wouldn't count them out.
No, I definitely would not count them out. I think that was a great turret setup also from the side of ATZ. They're staying on the Symmetra. Interesting. So they will probably want to go across. Well, look at this. Greek God actually does not have a mech right now. They're in the mini diva state, so they probably have to wait around a little bit longer until Greek God has the ultimate. Maybe if they could kill Greek God right here, this will be a huge pick. Oh,
Greek God is not throwing a fall. He actually gets back into the mech as Duality gets taken down there. Rock gets thrown on in. Guns up, tries to stun up any players, doesn't have anybody, and they're just going to reset here. Wait for Duality to come on back.
Yeah, that's a nice little reset coming out from the side. And if you're looking at ultimates, T-Sen actually has their ultimate ready already. So keep an eye out from T-Sen. They could really make this really devastating.
Yeah, they're going to try to burst on forward as the Immortality forced out a bit early. The Flux is there. It's going to hit a couple players. They're going to slam down as T-Sen managed to take down QZY there. T-Sen picks up 2. And everybody else is going to fall in succession. And that's going to be a decent hold there. So they're going to try to stall Greek God here on the baby.
Yeah, I like this patience coming out and the discipline coming out from MI6 right here. Oh no, this is bad.
This is not good. He could get back into his neck. That's not what he wants to do. As T-Sen finally takes him out. That was like a 15-second stagger.
Yeah, look at that. Their team, Guangzhou Gangster, were ready to just go into the point, and just then, Greek God was killed. So a lot of time burnt out. Now, if we're really looking to the HEZ still staying on this Symmetra, that's a lot of damage actually lost from the side of Guangzhou Gangsters when you're attacking. But maybe they're trying something very creative with this teleport, and maybe they'll teleport up on that high ground across and try to do as much as damage possible, which I don't think will really happen.
They're going to move straight onto the point there. And as that's an immediate trade, T-Sen doesn't get any value. There's the Sunbear is going to come out trying to keep everybody up. But Remy's already found a couple kills there. Greek God manages to find one. The Symmetra wall is going to get thrown out as well. DC manages to pick up 1 kill. This Defender spawn advantage is not going to matter too much because the very limited amount they need to cap.
Oh, no.
What was that? As they're just going to try to take down everybody left on the point here. Creek has switched over to the Whips in the stall. They don't have a Wrecking Ball for stall as Pineapple's going to manage to get a kill. Their Stumber is going to come up from Gag as they manage to take down ATZ. The stall's coming down here as QZY switch over to the Wrecking Ball. Duality with the Blossom's going to manage to pick up 1 kill, though. The Diva Bomb from Greek God is phenomenal. It finds 2. And I think we may be saying goodbye here to MI6. I don't know what they're going to manage to do here. They would need a miracle, and they're not going to get it. And Guangzhou Gangsters are going to take this series and advance to the semifinals.
Oh, that is so sad to see. And right after this play of the game from Geek God, I want to explain what really happened there for the people who didn't really get to catch it. But look at this beautiful I think this was right after the flux. He just going up in personal to T-Sin, deleting them, and getting the bang shot on two people right afterwards. But wow, that was a very interesting next last fight, right? So when I was looking across the board, I was like, okay, MI6 should win this fight. They have the necessary resources, but T-Sen got a little too confident there. They jumped off of the high ground to really release their high noon, but they were just ran down by duality and Greek god immediately. So there was that, and then the falling shatter and all that stuff. So really sucks, but I don't know. I don't know what just happened. So it was a really quick fight. We're hoping for a reversal, but not really anything I could say. But we do have to pick a potential coming in a interviewer. So I'm really trying to think who we could pick here, Joe. I think the one name that really stuck out to me was actually Greek God, and I don't know. I don't know. Do we want to bring him in?
Yeah, yeah, Greek God for sure. He's played so well throughout that series. Really, I think he was my player of the match. He's played so good throughout the entire series.
Yeah, I think they were doing phenomenal. Greek God came in clutch multiple times, and also the flexibility coming out from Greek God. Greek God was also really good. They were flexible on Diva. We've seen them on Diva. We've seen them on we've seen them on. I'm blanking the name right now for some reason, but we're
Sigma?
seeing them. Yeah, Sigma. There you go. For some reason I was thinking it was Symmetra, but we've seen them as Sigma. Seen them
And
Sigma, Diva, and we've seen them on um Zarya. So a really good job. But we do have Greek God right here. How are you doing, brother? How does it feel? First of all, congratulations.
Hi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very good response. I really like that. But other than that, first of all, congrats to winning winning this matchup. It was a playoff. It looked a little tight on the obviously on the Kings Row. So I want to ask you from there, what was going on in Kings Row? Like, what was the mentality and how did you guys reset from there?
Uh, I mean, honestly, we were kind of getting boomed that they were getting away with a lot of stuff they shouldn't have, like on their brawl comp, because we know like our brawl is very good. So it was more or less like our own fault rather than we just got outmatched. So I think we kind of just came, like we kind of just reset our mental and like we rolled.
Definitely, it showed in Rialto. You guys were taking the fights ahead of time. You guys were doing a lot of things differently. And also, I think the target priority came in clutch too. We saw a couple of really crucial changes coming out too. So pretty interesting. Other than that, we you looked quite comfortable on your Zarya. So we don't really usually see that. Did you like practice it over the last 2 weeks, or like was it like a team thing, or you just it's just a comfort pick?
Actually, no. Like, I haven't really played any Zarya the past 2 weeks. We've been playing a lot of double shield, and they kind of were just really like being very aggressive. So I swapped out to Zarya, and like I just like I'm comfortable on Zarya from the past, so it kind of just came back to me, and I was able to like not throw.
Sounds about good. I'm pretty sure Joe has a couple of questions ready for you too. I'm just going to hand it over to Joe.
Hi, Joe.
hi. Yeah, congratulations on the win. So, of course, this means you advance to the next round. I'm not too
Indeed,
sure on who your opponent is, but um,
we will find out soon.
yeah, we will find out soon. So, how confident are you feeling that whoever your opponent ends up being, that you're going to be able to take the win and put yourself even farther in the playoffs?
It's kind of my mentality in playoffs is the more you win, the more you get to play. So I'm not going to think about who we're playing. I'm just going to show up to our match time and we're going to play the best to our ability.
All right, sounds like a pretty solid strategy. Now, I have one final question. So, we saw a lot of different comps coming out from um, Guangzhou and MI6, so really from both sides. Is it in the current meta? Do you find it just to be more map dependent on the comps, or do you find that there's one comp that really like sticks out?
Oh yeah, I mean, I to me right now the meta is kind of, it can be a variety of things, and I think that shows like it's very map dependent, like you said. So I think like teams are kind of just rolling with what they're most comfortable with right now, to be honest, because there's just so much you can do right now with the heroes.
All right. That's all I have. Unless I has anything else, I think we could let you go.
No,
Okay.
I think that's we pretty much hit everything. Again, congratulations on the win. That definitely means you guys are going to semifinals, so quite exciting. I'm pretty sure we'll get to see more out of you, your team, and how you guys played around. Again, thanks for giving us the entertainment we wanted, and thank you for joining us in this interview. But other than that, I think this kind of wraps up our evening or night, wherever, depending on where you are. I think we had a really good match, Joe. It was a tough call. We did say Guangzhou Gangsters would be coming in as the favorites right here, but MI6, not to count them off, they did give us one map, Kings Row, which was quite impressive. Seeing T-Sen mostly carrying a lot of the heavy loads on his back. But other than that, I think we had a phenomenal match, and just stay tuned. Again, guys, if you guys come into the stream late or missed a lot of the stuff, be to stay up to date with the YouTube channel for League Zero. We post our full matches, even the matches that are not being streamed get recorded and posted there, and we have highlights from different matches. So if you don't want to watch the full 40 minutes to hour long video, you could just go through the highlights. So that's also another thing. But keep yourself updated. Join our Discord. We always post on Discord what's going on between the teams and stuff. Other than that, I think we'll be calling it a night. Again, my name is Sai, and I'm joined here with my beautiful co-host, Razor Joe Razor, and I think this will be it. So have a good evening.